Hello everybody, welcome to Game 1 of the Winners Bracket Final between Zupi and the Max versus Nikov and Miguel. My name is Nobody, and I will be with you for this matchup. So, let's introduce the players. We have Zupi playing as the Celts, and I realize there's no audio. There we go. Better. So, we have Zupi playing as the Celts. His teammate for this matchup will be the Max playing as the Turks. So, Celts and Turks, alrighty. We have Miguel playing as the Goths. And Nikov playing as the Vikings. So, four very different civilizations. This will be very interesting. These were random civilizations. And they will switch for the next matchup to make things fair. Very, very interesting civilizations. Now, the first thing I'm going to be looking out for is see if there's any landing. So, I'll keep an eye on the mini-map for the time being. Let's talk a little bit about these civilizations to start out with. Zupi is playing as the Celts, which are considered a pretty good civilization on Arabia, I must say, as well as all their other strengths. Look at this. Zupi even luring in some extra deer. That's really going to help his early game economy out. So the Celts have a really good economy with their lumber camp bonuses. One of the top 5 economies in the game, I would go to boast. They also have a really good drush and a little bit of a weak mid game. They have some good siege and then Woad Raider towards the late game. So very, very strong army late game. And a pretty good game overall. Good drush early on. Decent mid game due to that siege and economy bonus. So strong civ overall. Now the Turks is an interesting pick, to say the least. An interesting civilization to get on Arabia. They get some gold bonuses, but other than that, their army is pretty weak. They don't get access to pikemen or elite skirmisher. So they'll want to rely on camels to defend cavalry. Their cavalry is pretty decent, but their archer line's a little bit substandard, so it's a very tough civ to play. You hope you don't get behind early on. You hope you don't get kicked off of gold, which we will talk about the maps in just a second here. Miguel is playing as the Goths. Again, a little bit of a tough civ to play on Arabia. If they get pressured early on, they can definitely struggle without their eco bonuses or strong military bonuses. They only hit their own once they get the Huskarls out, if you're going against an archer civ. Or if they get a good enough economy to start just spamming whatever unit they'd like. Huskarl, Champion, or Halb. So if they get to that point in the game, then the Goths will be very strong. And they get some pretty decent cavalry as well. And Nikov is playing as the Vikings. I would say it's probably the second best civ here, if not the third best civ. They get a very strong Feudal Age and Castle Age economy due to the wheelbarrow and the handcart technologies that are free for them. And they also get a very good archer line and siege rams later on in the game, so they have more than enough to finish their opponents on Arabia, especially with that huge economy for the Vikings. Good early game drush as well. So those are the civ choices. We can take a quick look at the maps. Players are, of course, deciding on their strategies. I've seen them chatting a bit, depending on their civs.
Yes.
Take a look at the map. Zupi's map can wall through here, wall through here. Can wall through here, possibly. Zupi's map looks pretty solid, I must say. His gold might be a little bit exposed, but I do expect him to start to wall off a bit and help make that gold much more accessible to him. So I do like Zupi's map. It's pretty good. He's got his wood in the back as well. Nice saturation. Look at that. Perfect. Now the Max, I did mention the Turks do need a lot of gold access. Oh no! Don't kill the sheep. Okay. So the Max has 2 forward golds. Where's the third gold? His third gold's on the side here. That's a big problem for the Max. There's no way he can lose gold. He can't make very strong trash. And he won't be using his civ bonus if he doesn't get gold. So it's within his best interest to try to protect this as much as possible. And within Miguel's best interest to try to pressure it as much as possible. So whatever happens with this gold can greatly influence the outcome of this game. Now the Max has also lured two deer in. That'll help set him up for an early Feudal Age, or a good scout rush if he'd like it. Wood is slightly exposed. He's trying to wall it off as best as he can. These are kind of awkward walls, because, you know, you can't really wall through this way. So the Max might have a tough time. We'll see how it plays out. Miguel playing as the Goths. Gold is a little bit exposed. I do expect him to wall it through here, though. Can wall through here. Wood looks to be in a good position, has access to stone in the back in case he'd like Huskarls. Nikov's saying he's going to do 2 ranges. Let's take a look at Nikov's map. Has gold on the left side and his wood. He basically has all of his eggs in one basket, I suppose you could say. It's all in this general area. Could see a wall through here. have to see. The interesting thing about Nikov is that he's going for gold right now, and it looks like he's about to click up, and there he is. Oops. Looks like he's about to click up, and that means one of two things. Either he's going to go straight archers or into men-at-arms. And one of the nice things about clicking up early with the Vikings is that... I lower the game music if I can. Alright, let me know how that is. One of the nice things about clicking up early with the Goths, with the Vikings, is you do get that free handcart, that free wheelbarrow very early on. I do like that strategy. And Nikov is only going with the barracks now, so he will go straight into archers. A little bit risky considering his gold positions. But let's see what this Drush can do from Zupi. Very fast Celt militias too. These guys can be deadly if they get in the right position. Luckily, Nikov has gone up with some smart walls. Should have enough gold to go archer straight away. Now, Zupi is just clicked up right now. He is currently on 29 population. It's a little early for a fast castle, but we'll have to see. Now, these militias aren't going to be able to do very much. Unless they get this villager, it's going to be very close. Here's the first archer range from Nikov. Oh! Nikov not paying attention here. He lost quite a bit of HP on that scout. And there's the two archer ranges for Nikov. So let's see how the strategy works out. There you go, there's the Max's awkward walls. What makes these walls so awkward is that they don't defend his gold at all. His gold is completely exposed. I mean, look at this. Incredible. Now, the Max has chosen to go to two ranges. He's going to have to go into archers. Miguel, playing as a Goths, has gone for a scout rush. And it looks like Zupi's not paying that much attention. He could position his militias here. Obviously, Nikov wants to get his 7 on gold so he can pump from 2 ranges. If he had his militias here... Here he comes. Gonna come in now. Is he gonna get a villager? Looks like he's not. He's just gonna try to do as much damage as he can. Nikov might have to make a skirmisher or 2. Due to his lack of gold. But that's okay. It's not a big deal. Zupi, on the other hand, he's buying time with his Drush. And Zupi is going for an early wheelbarrow. He's going to go archers and skirmishes, so not fast. He didn't go up late enough to go for the fast castle. Anyway, here comes Nikov. He's going to be pushing out quite shortly here. Zupi will have enough to defend, especially with these skirmishers. Here comes the scouts of Miguel. Looks like we have 1 kill from Nikov. I'm not sure exactly... That must have been the scout. There we go. That's the only kill of this game. And a tower coming up from Nikov. Interesting choice. Again, Nikov, all of his eggs in one basket, wants to protect this as much as possible. Here comes the scouts from Miguel. He couldn't find anything to do at the Max's base, so he's going to come in and hit Zupi. This is what makes 2v2 so great. But the Zupi looks well defended for now. And he's going to defend with 2 archers in this. Tower coming up from Zupi, so both players on the right side trying to defend their resources as possible. And down goes the Drush of Zupi. Let's see what the Max is doing. It's always a bit risky to send your archers out, without any upgrades or anything like that against scouts, but that's why the spearman is in the mix here. Archers from Miguel not able to do anything. One thing that they did do is that they did put up this tower from Zupi. Nikov loses out a bit. And that is a big deal. It will slow the boom quite a bit.
Yes.
Max will come here. Okay, so they're making a bit of a prediction right now. They're saying the Max is going to come try to hit Nikov. I'm not sure. Here's the Max's army right now with fletching done. Miguel can't seem to find anything to do with these scouts. He's not going to find anything here. And at this point, with no damage left to be done, I think players will be thinking about going up to the next stage. Zoopy is going to come and try to hit this wood line. He could definitely do a little bit of damage here. However, it doesn't look like he's going to come forward with a tower, and a tower would be a pretty decent choice for this wood line. But let's say we can do with archers and skirmisher. Max only getting horse collar now. It looks like he's forgotten the technology. So Zuby going to get a lucky pick here. He's going to pick the archer, and he's going to run back, try to preserve his army. They're very weak. They're very weak to scouts. And luckily Miguel is at the top side here. There's Castle Age for Miguel. He's going to be the first one to click up. It's due to him just building scouts and not really investing into early archery ranges or anything. So he can seed a bunch of farms with that extra wood he saved. And Bloodline's coming in afterwards. Miguel is going to fully commit to Knights. Now this is starting to prove a little bit of a problem for Nikov. He's going to have some support here.
Yes.
And of course, all we have are these scouts from Miguel. He's going to get scale barding. I don't know if 4 scouts can take this army, though. Pretty sure they can.
Yes.
However, with the army of Nikov coming around in the back, this could be a big loss for Zupi and the Max's army. They are in a decent position, though. That's a lot of archers for Nikov, though. Go over Nikov's resources. A bit of pause. Look at all the arrows in the air. I would not want to be in front of those. Can't believe Miguel is in the finals. Miguel is a very tough player. He's probably one of the best water game players in the game. So on water maps, I don't think there's a player much better than him. And Miguel's also a very good team game player. He's been on Nations Cup teams. And he's been playing team games for quite a bit of time, so I don't find it surprising at all. And Nikov is just an absolute beast. Especially on Arabia. Anyway, this looks like a great fight for them. Miguel's saying it's a great fight, just as he hits Castle Age 2. He's made precisely the right amount of scouts that he needs to make. Go up to Castle Age fast, but still be able to clean up this army. So these guys are looking in a good position army-wise. That's half the army, I would assume. Probably about half the army from Zupi and the Max. The rest of it sitting at home. So good advantage for them. Zupi and Nikov are now clicking up to the next age. We still have the Max to click up. And remember, the Max, his exposed gold, a single tower is not going to be enough to defend from night raids. We will see if Miguel decides to invest in +2, add town centers early. We'll see what he needs to do. There you go, second town center for Miguel. Going to want to get that Goths boom rolling as soon as possible.
Yes. Start the game already.
So here comes the Knights. They're not really scared of this tower at all. And they're going to get right in there. Big mistake from the Max. Not quick enough. I know he has the speed, but didn't think the Knights were going to get in there that quickly. And this is just what Miguel needs to do. Just take the villagers off of gold. The Max can't make anything else. He's going to have his gold. And slowly Miguel will gain an army advantage here and eventually should be able to take out even the tower and the archers. If he keeps his opponent off of this gold. Now there's the Max's Castle Age. He'll be the last up. And these guys are trying to coordinate. Let's see, Nikov is going to go behind this woodline. Can take a lot of damage here, especially when Crossbow and Balconera come in. And Zupi does not have enough army. This is very risky for him. These knights can clean up this army, I believe. Here's the town center for Zupi. Not going to do very much against defending against crossbows, though.
Yes.
And they're going to bide their time. Zupi knows that these guys are here. And there's crossbow upgrades to Zupi.
Yes.
Let's see what this raid can do. These crossbows should be just in range of this wood line, so no wood for Zupi. That's his only wood line. Now that's a lot of archers for Zupi, and Nikov clearly doesn't have the same amount. Let's see what the knights can do. Here they come. And no +2 armor, that's a big deal. Looks like the archers are able to two-shot these knights. And Miguel's saying get back, they don't have enough. Now Miguel is still coming in with knights here. +2 is going to be a critical upgrade for them. And Miguel is working on his economy. He's got 3 town centers at this point. That can partially explain why he doesn't have +2. So a bit of a trade-off between army strength and economy strength. I think it's a good trade-off for the Goths, though. Because knights is not your end army. And I don't know how much damage they could do right now. Now, when the Goths spam gets going, that's going to be hard to stop. Especially against the Celts. I mean, the Goths are a pretty good civ against the Celts. And the Goths in general are good civ against other infantry civs. So right now we have about a 300 score lead for Nikov and Miguel. And with these combined armies, I believe Miguel will have to go back. There's +2 armor. And suddenly these knights are just much more deadly. Is that going to be enough for Miguel? He thinks it is. And he's going to take this fight. And it looks like it's going to be enough. The archers are not quite retreating the way they should be. They should get right into the wood line, I believe. And it goes to show you how much of a difference +2 really makes. Again, I think this is perfect timing for Miguel. I mean, Miguel, I don't know how much damage he would have been able to do on the top side. You can argue you want +2 then. But Miguel, he's got his 3 town centers up, and when he needs it, he gets +2 right here. To clean up a lot of these archers. They're looking in a very, very good position. Let's take a look at the Max's boom. He just got up. He had to spend the stone on the tower as well, so he's looking pretty weak at this point. This is 3rd town center only now. He's quite a way behind in economy, getting heavy plow to try to make it up a little bit. And otherwise, there's not that much raiding. We're going to see a bit of booming, and see what the players got. Miguel's still making the best use of these knights. So far, I give the MVP of this game to Miguel. He's playing perfectly. He's only investing as much as he needs and making great use out of the whatever investment he's gotten out of his military. Here comes the Max with a few knights. Nobody jokes never get old. Never get old. Siege Workshop for Nikov. Good defensive move. Zippy, of course, has a lot of crossbows. And Nikov can be in a little bit of trouble here. Siege Workshop is not up. Town Center is idle. Running out of gold on this left side. He'll have enough gold for now. Just stonewall the left side. He needs a little help here, though. That's a lot of crossbows. Here comes the knights from Miguel. +2 armor done. However, the Max has +2 knights as well. So will Nikov have enough knights at this point? Husbandry is a bit of an interesting upgrade as well. Now the big question for Miguel is, from this point on, how much do I invest into knights? And answer seems to be he's going to invest heavily into knights, with husbandry and forging done as well.
Start the game already.
Now let's see if this is enough. Zupi is going up with the Siege Workshop. Celt Siege Workshops are absolutely deadly. And here's the big fight. The best chance the Finland team has is if they take a big fight here and finish off Nikov. And this is going to be a close fight. Here comes the Mangonel. Huge Mangonel shot. Almost. And this looks to be enough. This looks to be enough for Nikov and Miguel to defend for now. Here comes the Mangonel. Gonna get an uphill hit. Here we go. Some more knights for the Max. This is critical at the stage of the game. This castle has to go up for Nikov. If this castle goes up... Forget what I said. I think he's going to wait for a better opportunity. If Nikov can get this castle up, it can be GG. And there's Imperial Age from Nikov. That's very interesting. Perhaps sacrificed a bit of army to go up sooner. Now you have to remember, slinging in this tournament has been heavily nerfed. I think coinage and banking are only available in the Imperial Age due to a mod. Now Nikov's looking in a bad position. He looks to be in the worst position out of all these players. However, it's still 400 score difference. 400 points the lead for Miguel and Buff. Here's the castle from Nikov. He's going to get some wood economy in this area, help defend his stone as well, and build his town center to the left. He's given up on this town center. He's going to try to buy some time for himself. Now here's Miguel's decision. Miguel has decided to go into Cavalier, most likely later in the game. Actually, he's decided to go into full Knights, my bad. He hasn't upped yet. So he figures he needs his knights now. He's going to do his best to get to 120 population. Here's iron casting, 120 villagers, my bad. And then he'll eventually transition into infantry. So these are the decisions that can make or break your game. I think it's the right decision. Huskarls would be a good option in this situation, compared to a lot of knights. Nice Mangonel trade. Can he get a second? He's gonna go for it. And he's just gonna glance it here. Now Mangonel's still up. It's a little bit sloppy. Miguel should have focused that earlier, but it doesn't matter. Not gonna get a big hit. Nikov has survived. He's in the Imperial Age. We now have Miguel going to the Imperial Age. We'll have both Miguel and Nikov in the Imperial Age. And with that, I think we will see the GG. It's just those early game advantages that have snowballed in this situation. And the Max and Zupi haven't been able to take it back with this this forward here. Here's the castle for Nikov. I always find it amusing when the villagers are inside the castle. And Arbalest, there's nothing here that can deal with Arbalest. Not even this house. Anarchy for Miguel. He's made his decision. He's going into infantry for now. He's done with the Knight line. He's gotten exactly however much use he's needed out of it. He's defended his ally, and once again, Miguel is choosing just the right time to switch up the army.
Yes.
Miguel is saying need to go back. I wonder why. Oh, there we go. That's why. Only palisade walls for him. He's gonna go back. This is where that husbandry upgrade comes in very handy. And within a second, Miguel will become an absolute beast and start spamming out his Goths infantry. There we go. Imperial Age for the two other players. Can the Turks deal with the Goths? That's the big question. Now, have we underestimated the Turks this whole game? And he's going to go straight up with archery ranges. Hand cannons are absolutely the best decision in this choice, in this situation. I think the Max looks fine at the moment. Big problem is Zupi at this point. And Zupi is going to go with... What is he going with? Scale armor, but I don't see any barracks. I think he's stuck in no man's land right now. He doesn't have the economy for champions. Have the economy to put down those barracks. Doesn't want to go champions against Vikings anyway. What he needs is woads. And there we go. We got halves from Miguel. And there's GG. Now, really, Zupi's gonna die in just a second here. He has no army to go into. When you go into Imperial with the Celts, you better transition to something other than archers. We don't see that from Zupi. So that's going to be end for this game. I don't know if the Max would be able to defend in this situation either against Halbs. So good game. Best play from Miguel, in my opinion. Very good play from him. And very good play from their team in general. Good teamwork. Great transitions and such. So let's change the score here. The game is starting very shortly. The next game. We have 1 for Nikov and Miguel, and 0 for Zupi and the Max. This is the best of 7 at the